Whew. Wow, 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 wow. That's all I can say. Real Madrid defeat Atletico de Madrid from a penalty shootout and are through to the quarterfinals where they will face Arsenal. 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 Wow, man. What a game of football. A game of football where I wouldn't say either team had the better of each other. I think it was a 50-50 match from the beginning, and it could have gone either way. Maybe a little bit more in favor of Madrid, but in general, it went down to penalty shootouts, and Real Madrid get the win after maybe a controversial take from Julian Alvarez, and just some misses where Llorente's miss, and then Oblak not putting in a strong hand for Rudiger's. But let's talk about the match. Let's just talk about the match in general. Let's just quickly talk about what happened. 30 seconds in. 30 seconds in. That's all it took for Real Madrid to go down and Atletico Madrid to tie up the aggregate as they get a goal from Conor Gallagher, none other than Conor Gallagher himself. Actually, let me talk about the lineups real quick. So for Atletico Madrid, and they had Oblak in goal, Llorente, Jimenez, Lenglet, Reinildo, midfield of Conor Gallagher, De Paul, Simeone, and Barrios, and up top they had Julian Alvarez and Antoine Griezmann. So basically the same lineup they went up against Real Madrid in the first leg. The only two differences was Lino and Galan, who didn't start this game as they did in the first leg. And for Real Madrid, Thibaut Courtois in goal. Backline exactly the same: Federico Valverde, Raúl Asensio, Rudiger, and for La Mendy, midfield of Luka Modric, Tchouaméni, Jude Bellingham, and up top, Vini, Mbappe, and Rodrigo. So the differences from the first leg to this one is Brahim Diaz being out for Bellingham, and I think it was Camavinga out for Luka Modric. So yeah, before the match, there was doubts of Luka Modric was going to start this game just because I think he had a little bit a little bit of a knock. I think he had some trouble with his ankle, if I'm not mistaken. If it is his ankle, that was like way back since like the Barca game. I think the Barca game was where he probably felt that in the Supercopa final. But there was talks that he might not have started this game because of that. But, he ended up, I don't think anyone really doubted that he was not going to start this game in an important match where you need your players to step up, and Kylian Mbappe is one of those players. So I think it was pretty obvious that he was going to play. Even though he played, it didn't look like he played because he was awful. Because in the first game, in the first leg, Vinicius Jr. and Kylian Mbappe were not great at all. Vinny in the second half, did a little bit more, contribute a little bit more, but just not as much as you expect from a player of Vinny's caliber. He was not incredible in the first leg. The second leg, the same situation. I think Vinny was even worse in the second leg than he was in the first leg. Kylian Mbappe is always going to have it difficult playing against these sides that play low block and play very defensive. He's not going to get much space to attack, because Mbappe and Vinny, the main attribute as footballers is your speed and how easily they get through you. Because when you compare them to a player like Lamine Yamal is a player who's very technically gifted. They're gifted too, but I think Yamal uses it a bit more than them. They use and take advantage of a lot of plays, a lot of attacks because of their speed. Because sometimes it's kind of obvious, it's kind of clear what they're going to do, how they want to attack you, but since they're so quick, it's impossible to stop it. That's the difference. And when they're playing against these kind of teams that play very low block, it's going to be very difficult for Vinny and Mbappe to contribute much for you. So, and that's exactly what happened in both legs because they were not great at all. Mbappe's only contribution in this game was the penalty that he won for them, and that came from basically only one counterattack that they got from the whole 90 minutes. Like only one counterattack where Atletico were pushing up for a lot, and they left Mbappe with countless amount of space. Jimenez and Lenglet botting out, and they gave them the penalty. But besides that, I wouldn't say Mbappe or Vinny had a great game at all. But again, going back to the beginning of the game, Atletico Madrid immediately get a goal. What the hell? Well, how are they doing this? They did this against Barcelona, and they did it again now against Real Madrid. They immediately get a goal from Conor Gallagher from a great play. They cross it into the middle, gets past Raúl Asensio, maybe a little bit unlucky there, and Gallagher gets a touch on it, and boom, goal. 1-0, 1-1 on aggregate. 2-2 on aggregate, I should say. And from there on, it's basically 0-0. It's basically game on. Basically, nothing has happened. First, completely forget about the first leg. It's 0-0. And I would say in that first half, Real Madrid were terrible in that first half. They had the ball. Like, I think if I remember at halftime, I saw that they had like 60% possession or 70% possession and one shot on target, which came from a shot from, I think, Rodrigo, who literally just shot it right at Oblak. It really didn't do much. But Real Madrid has, it was just a defensive masterclass from Atletico Madrid in that first half where they literally just didn't give Real Madrid any space to work with, any sort of gaps. They were defending perfectly where, again, like I said, Mbappe and Vini were disappeared. Renildo, complete difference from Galan defensively going up against Rodrigo, because Rodrigo also was ghost town today. Renildo, I think, had a very good game defensively. He was very good offensively. Not that great. I said I said in the before, because I streamed this match. I said before the stream that Galan is better than Renildo going forward, but Renildo's better defensively than Galan, and we saw that today because Rodrigo was completely taken out the game. He didn't have anything clear today. When it comes to again, Real Madrid were just being forced to pass around, just pass back and forth, trying to find some gap, but Atletico de Madrid didn't go get anything. Atletico Madrid's game plan was to defend and obviously hit you in the counter. That's the way Atletico Madrid play, and it worked a bit, a little bit. But the thing with Atletico Madrid and their players that they have and the way they want to play football, if they had a player like Vini and Mbappe in their squad, wow, they would score countless goals because they have multiple opportunities where they're going to hit Madrid on the counterattack, but their players are slow. Their players aren't quick. Their players aren't Vini and Mbappe where they can just run through Madrid's defense and get you a goal. Because Raul Asensio literally today just showed me this motherfucker is quick as hell. He is quick. Rudiger, we already know he's quick. Ferland Mendy, we know he's quick. Valverde, we know he's quick. They have a quick defense, but and Atletico Madrid's attackers are not great, are not quick, I should say. Like Griezmann, Julian Alvarez is kind of quick, but the Real Madrid's defense will easily catch up to them. And Simeone, kind of quick, but still they're gonna catch up to him. So when it comes to playing like their quick football, quick counterattack, it's not gonna always work because their players aren't quick enough, and since they're defending everyone back, they have to force everyone to the other side, and they take too long on that, and Real Madrid recover easily. But at the same time, I think Atletico Madrid in that first half was a little bit more dangerous than Real Madrid. It looked like they could have maybe gotten the first goal, but at the same time, it wasn't any clear chances. Like Real Madrid, a lot of Atletico Madrid's, like you probably check the stats, it probably showed that Atletico Madrid had a lot of shots on target, but a lot of them were straight at Courtois. Like a lot of powerful shots at Courtois. Like Courtois didn't really have to put much effort. Like it just went straight at him. But besides that, that first half was definitely more on Atletico's favor. They looked better, and Real Madrid just not that great. One of the things that really frustrates me about Atletico Madrid is one player in specific, Antoine Griezmann. I don't understand. When I see this guy play for France, he's incredible. He's the playmaker. He's everywhere on the pitch. Like he is just that player that you just love to see on the ball consistently. And for Atletico Madrid, he looks like he's scared when he has the ball. He looks like he doesn't know what to do when he has the ball on his feet, because I expect him to be that creative outlet that starts the attack for Atletico Madrid. But that's De Paul. That's De Paul for Atletico Madrid. Antoine Griezmann does not do it. Like, he does not do it. I think he had a poor game today. He created some plays, tried to link up a little bit. Defensively helped out, but I expected more from him. On the likes of Julian Alvarez too, I don't think he had an amazing game either. He's just a workhorse up top, compared to other world class strikers that you would probably get a little bit more from. But besides that, Rodrigo De Paul, I think, had a really good game. Renildo, I think, really had a good game. I think those two were probably the best players for Atletico de Madrid. The defense had a good game. Besides giving up the penalty, they had a good game in general, because Real Madrid, even in the second half, if I remember clearly, didn't really create any clear chances where they should have won. Like, they could have won. Like, they were attacking a lot more in that second half. I think in the second half, Atletico Madrid were giving them more space to work with. But at the same time, Real Madrid weren't putting, like, very dangerous crosses. Like, they didn't have anything clear to be like, wow, no way they missed that. Wow, they should have gone 1-0 up. The only thing was the penalty, which Vini skied. I don't understand why Mbappe did. I thought Mbappe was going to step up and take it. I don't know if he has PTSD from what happened in Anfield, but I was expecting him to take it. Vini steps up and completely skies it, bro. Completely skies it. And what was funny that the commentator literally said Vini has scored 4 out of 4 penalties this season, or the last 4 penalties that he's taken from Madrid, he scored 4 out of 4, and then now it's 5 out of 4, or 4 out of 5, because wow. When that happened, when they got that penalty, I was like, all right, game over. I'll let it go. You tried. It's done. You're done. And Vinny skies it. But yeah, that was pretty shocking. But besides that, again, Real Madrid definitely were a lot more attacking a lot more in the second half just because Atleti will give them more space compared to the first half. But Real Madrid didn't really create many clear chances. If I were to say who was the best player in terms for Real Madrid, I'd probably give it to the defense, like Raúl Asensio. I think he had a really good game. Valverde, again, everywhere on the pitch where you expect him to be. He had a good game as well. No one up top. Mbappe, Vinny, Rodrigo, no. Bellingham, decent. I'd expect a little bit more because when I compare, one of the things I want to take back that I said about the last my video when I compared Pedri and Bellingham is I said Bellingham was better in tight spaces when he's surrounded by players to get through them easily. He had a lot of time. There were a lot of times in this game where he could have tried that and he didn't. He just passed it backwards. Pedri has been one of the main difference makers when it comes for Barcelona when it comes to playing Atletico de Madrid. Because since they play so defensively, you have to take advantage of the tight spaces, try to do something in those tight spaces, and Pedri has done it for us. So I take it back. Pedri's better than that. But what I expected Bellingham to do is, take advantage of trying to take advantage of the tight spaces or try to create something, try to do something. But I didn't get much from him, so I wouldn't say he had an amazing game. I think defensively he was pretty good, but besides that, I wouldn't say he had a great game. But in general, in the second half, Atletico Madrid, for some reason, Diego Simeone, for some reason, he brought in this sub so late into the match because Ancelotti brought them in pretty early on. He brought Camavinga in for Tchouaméni. He brought Lucas Vasquez in for, if I'm not mistaken, who did he bring? I forgot who he brought him in for, or for Luka Modric. I was confused as to why Diego Simeone waited so long. I don't know if he was hoping for extra time, hoping for penalties, confident that they could have won in penalty. I don't know what he was waiting for because he waited literally in the last 10 minutes of the match to bring in his subs, and literally in those 5 minutes before, the last 10 minutes of the match, Atletico could have won. They could have scored. There was this one chance where Correa, a ball to Correa, he brings it down perfectly, and this selfish mother effer. I literally said on the stream, if Atletico Madrid get knocked out, it's because of Andre Correa. Because he literally got a ball over the top, brings it down beautifully. Julian Alvarez behind him, making a perfect run into the box. If only he just passed it to him, Julian would have banged it in. But Correa, let me shoot. I just brought it down beautifully. Let me be selfish and try to get the goal. And he skies it over the bar. He cost them the match. He cost Atletico Madrid the leg. Extra time comes in, another 30 minutes to play before penalty shootout, and all I can say is Atletico Madrid looked like they were shitting themselves. Real Madrid was trying to go for the kill. Obviously, Atletico Madrid made a bunch of subs as well. They brought Stroll in, but they brought Molina in, they brought Correa in. They were trying to go for goals too, but it looked in the extra time that Real Madrid were getting closer to a goal than Atletico de Madrid were, because Atletico Madrid, every time they got the ball in the extra time, they just kept on losing it. Literally in the last 5 minutes, they started controlling and be a little bit level-headed. But besides that, they kept on losing the ball, giving it back to Real Madrid, and Madrid was still going, trying to get something. But I gotta say, it was a good defensive game from Atletico Madrid. They really didn't had to suffer as much in terms of almost getting scored on, and Real Madrid weren't efficient enough. They weren't, they didn't create enough to win the game in the 120 minutes. That's why they went up to penalty shootouts, right? Vinny gets substituted for Endrick, which was kind of crazy to me. I thought, all right, Vinny's not getting a chance to redeem himself after completely skying that penalty that he took, and Endrick comes on for him. And yeah, the game ends. 120 minutes of regular football ends in penalty shootouts. Real Madrid versus Atletico Madrid. Last time Real Madrid won a penalty shootout was against Manchester City last season, and they knocked out Manchester City at the Etihad after Bernardo Silva and Kovacic shot terrible penalties, and Rudiger took the last penalty and scored his. Literally everyone that stepped up for Real Madrid, I said we're going to step up. Kylian Mbappe, Bellingham, Lucas Vasquez, Valverde, and Rudiger. I predicted those five. For Atletico, I said Sorla, Julian Alvarez, Correa, Azpilicueta, and I think my last one was Lino. I didn't expect what's his name, Llorente, to step up. But yeah, they take the first penalty. Mbappe steps up and takes the penalty beautifully, puts it in the on bottom right. I don't know why you couldn't do that earlier, but okay. Sorlov steps up, boom, bottom right as well. Okay, 1-1. Who steps up next? Federico Valverde, right? Federico Valverde steps up next for the second penalty. No, Jude Bellingham. Jude Bellingham steps up for the second penalty. Boom, bottom right. Again, the first three penalties went bottom right. Julian Alvarez. Julian Alvarez steps up for Atletico Madrid. Boom, slips, takes the penalty still. Boom, bangs it in top of the net. Straight, like a little bit to the left, but towards the middle. Boom, bangs it in. All right, 2-2. The ref goes like this. Wait. I'm getting something. He double touched it. Okay, no penalty. No, that doesn't count. 3-1 or 2-1. No, it was 3-1 at that point because Federico Valverde. Also, Correa went. I'm sorry. Correa went second. I'm pretty sure. Then Julian Alvarez went third. It was 3-1. It was 3-1 at that point. Whatever. Julian Alvarez penalty gets disallowed. It gets disallowed because he double touched it. So as Julian was slipping, he takes the shot and the ball hits the top of his other foot and goes in. It's a double touch. The rules say that don't count. You can't touch the ball twice and a penalty. Just like in a free kick, you can't touch it twice. And they disallowed the penalty. They disallowed the penalty. Unfortunate. Very unfortunate. I got to be honest, from the replays that they were showing, I couldn't clearly see it. I don't know why they didn't try to show another angle, maybe from the right side or the left side of the player to see it. But apparently it touched it. It looked like it did, but they should have shown a more clearer angle to really see if he did touch it, because it wasn't as clear as they made it out to be, right? But VAR said that he touched it twice, and they disallowed his penalty. Valverde steps up, takes his penalty, bottom right again. Everyone went bottom right, bangs it in. Who else steps? And then Marcos Llorente steps up and hits the crossbar. Terrible penalty. Again, if your penalty gets saved, fair enough. If you miss the whole target, disgraceful. Who steps up? I'm missing someone. Oh, Lucas Vasquez steps up. The Capitano steps up, misses. All block save. Cool. Make the comeback. I think that's when what's his name? Marcos Llorente missed then, right? He missed right after. I'm missing someone. Sorlov, Correa, Julian Alvarez, Marcos Llorente. 4 of them took it. Llorente, Alvarez disallowed. Real Madrid, Mbappe, Bellingham, Valverde, Lucas Vasquez. I don't know what I messed up the order then. Okay, Lucas Vasquez missed. Llorente missed. Rudiger steps up, takes the penalty. All block. Come on, bro. You make good saves throughout the whole game. You look confident. You look strong-handed. You look good, ready. And you let that in. Terrible. Rudiger almost gets his penalty saved, but he, just gets it in. And Real Madrid are through to the quarterfinals. Atletico de Madrid yet again getting knocked out by Real Madrid in the Champions League knockout rounds. I guess history just is not being changed. History stays the same between these two clubs when it comes to the Champions League, because Atletico Madrid just cannot get it done against them. They cannot do it, and history continues. But yeah, I'm not going to say that the better team went through today. I think it could have gone either way. I'm not going to say that Real Madrid 100% deserved it, because neither team really 100% deserved it. It was a pretty even matchup between these two, and I guess the better team went through in terms of who took the chances, who didn't, right? Everyone's going to talk about the controversial take about Julian Alvarez's penalty. Listen, unless they show a clearer angle, I really don't see how they're going to have any proof, people are going to have any proof to be no, he didn't double touch it. But it's going to be hard to try to find something to disprove it. But at this point, there's nothing we can do, right? It's done. But Real Madrid are through. They're going to be facing Arsenal. As we all know about the other games that happened today, Aston Villa will be playing PSG, and Barcelona will be playing Borussia Dortmund. And we already knew from yesterday, Bayern would be playing Inter Milan. The first leg for Arsenal versus Real Madrid will be played at the Emirates. The second leg will be played at the Santiago Bernabeu. The first leg between PSG and Aston Villa will be played in the Parc de France, whatever the fuck the stadium is called. And the second leg will be played in Villa Park. For Barcelona versus Borussia Dortmund, the first game will be played at the Madrid, and the second leg will be played in their stadium. I forgot what their stadium is called. And for Bayern Munich versus Inter Milan, the first leg will be played at the Allianz, and the second will be played at San Moritz, whatever Inter Milan's stadium is called nowadays. I thought it was San Siro, but never mind. But yeah, those are the next matchups which will be played in April. So in a couple weeks from now. So yeah, we'll see what happens there. The quarterfinals are set and done. I will be going live sometime this week to give my predictions of what I think the game is going to be. I say one maybe good thing about this game today is that maybe Atletico Madrid are going to be unmotivated, sad, because obviously this Sunday Barcelona play Atletico Madrid in the league. And honestly, I'm going to say right now, if Barcelona beat Atletico Madrid, they're done for the league. They're done. I think at that point they're going to be finished. But hopefully this is better news for us and for Barcelona fans, and we'll take advantage of them being heartbroken for getting knocked out yet again from the Champions League. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know down in the comments what you thought about the game. Who was your man of the match? If I got to give someone my man of the match, it's hard to say. I really like Reinildo's performance. I really wouldn't give it to any player from Real Madrid. I probably say Reinildo. I think he was really good. Defensively. I think he was, yeah, because another clear chance that they had was when Rodrigo got through and Reinildo made a last ditch tackle. But I think from Madrid's end, the best player I would say is either Raúl Asensio or Valverde, and from Atletico I would say that Paul or what's his name, or Reinildo. But yeah, you guys let me know who you thought was the best player on the pitch today that Madrid deserved to get through. Was Julian Alvarez's penalty controversial? Was it a bad decision? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Who do you guys think will get through between Arsenal, between all the quarterfinals in general of what I said? Make sure to follow me on all my socials. I will be going live, like I said, this Friday to give my predictions about the Barcelona game and just talk about football in general. And I will also be going live on Sunday to watch Barcelona versus Atletico de Madrid. So make sure to follow all my socials down below. I love you guys, and peace